Hi there, my name's Grace,
And my name is Orla.
and we're two members of the Project Truth team, and we have been for the past 2 years. Is that right, Orla?
Yeah, we've done it twice together now.
Lucky you. So when we're on the stalls doing Project Truth, there's two things that we like to use to kind of open up the discussion to the public. One of those is a petition, and the other is a survey. And we found that these are both really useful when speaking to people about abortion. So, Orla, do you have a favourite when it comes to petition or
um,
survey?
yeah, I quite often like to go out with this survey. I find it a good conversation starter. Obviously, when you're approaching someone in the street and you're just kind of going up with nothing in your hands, or they see the clipboard, they think you're a bit more official.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is also, it's just a good way to start the conversation and get them thinking about their own opinions. You're not just going in there with the kind of the big issues or the big questions. You're just kind of starting simple, and it's a great way to kind of get the ball rolling, I think.
Uh-huh. And because I don't often use the survey, so what are the questions that are on it that you're asking people?
So we're just kind of asking, do you know what the current abortion laws are in Scotland? And a lot of people you'll find aren't really aware of where the kind of term limit lies and what the circumstances are. So we're kind of getting them to think about what the laws are with the first few questions, and then asking them what they think about proposed changes to the laws as well, and just kind of getting that basis going of where a conversation or a good dialogue can lead to.
Yeah, and that's good as well because I think the thing is that we often find is there's a massive miseducation of the public when it comes to abortion. And it's not that you're trying to corner anyone and be like, you don't know this, but at the same time, when people are making a decision like having an abortion is a very serious thing. And so for people to not even know something like the abortion limit, it is staggering, when you speak to people.
Yeah, it's such a kind of taboo subject. Nobody really wants to speak about it, which is why I really enjoyed doing Project Truth, and especially using the survey, because even if you don't make a big impact on someone, you're still giving them at least that small bit of information that they can go away with that they never had before, because it's a topic you can't speak about really.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I kind of prefer using the petition, I think, because as such a the petition that we were using when we were out on Project Truth was asking people to sign against the DIY abortions. And I think the reason I liked it so much was because so many people did not know that this was a thing, and they didn't know that the government were going to try and push that. And I
So do
think
you want to, what is the kind of, for those that might not know, what are DIY abortions and what does that petition actually against?
good question. So the DIY abortion is basically a medical abortion. Like you take the two separate pills, but usually this is done within a medical facility. And obviously, we're not saying that that's any better. But the reason why they were allowed in the first place was because there was going to be medical assistance there while a woman was taking the pills. However, the DIY abortion would allow a woman to go home after taking the first pill, and she would then take the second pill, which would, false start contractions basically, and she would deliver that child, and we obviously know that the child wouldn't be alive when born, which is a very traumatic thing. And from evidence that Spock have done and Arch have done, there's massive psychological damage done to women who go through a DIY abortion. So the fact that we're living in a country that actually would promote that, and allow women to feel depressed or to feel anxious or in some really terrible cases suicidal, is absolutely shocking. And that is not freedom, that is not choice. So we have a lot of people that come over to the stall, and they actually will say, like, I am personally, like, I'm for abortion, but I like, this is wrong, like, we can't do this. And I found that so interesting, actually, to see that.
Yeah, I think it's because it kind of goes against that mantra that the opposite side will have about keeping abortion safe and legal.
Yeah.
There's not really much you can say safe
Yeah,
about,
it's not safe
not
at
just
all.
physically but mentally as well for a woman. It's not an ideal situation to begin with, and then having to do that on your own with no support or no easy access for medical intervention. They're taking away that important safe argument that the other side does
Exactly,
have.
exactly. And I think as well, like, I'm gutted that this year we can't do Project Truth because, but in a way, it's kind of come around because of coronavirus, etc. That they are doing the DIY abortions at a much, at a greater level than before,
Yeah.
because people weren't having access to abortion. But actually, just this morning, I was reading that 2 women in the UK have already died from the DIY abortions, and it's totally bringing up that argument again of like, this is not safe. It's not women's health care. It's a disservice to people. And so for people watching at home, I think, like us talking about the petitions and the surveys, it is a really important thing to be looking at what the government are talking about when it comes to abortion, because a lot of the time this legislation is kind of slipped in last minute, like it was for
Yeah.
coronavirus. And it's really damaging to many, many people. And so it's good to be alert and, switched on when it comes to what your government are saying about abortion.
Yeah, 'cause I think the kind of political side is where you can get more people on board as well. It's not just people might ideologically agree with abortion, but when it comes to the legislation side, a lot of people aren't as keen on what the current laws are as what is kind of made out to be in the media. So I think that's why both the petition and the survey are really important to do, just to
Yeah,
get those conversations, get people thinking.
definitely. Well, thank you very much, Orla, for joining me. Was this an early
That's,
start for you?
it's been a pleasure. No, not really. I've been trying to get up early this lockdown, unlike yourself.
Don't start. Right, okay, well, thank you very much, and thanks to everyone else watching from home. See you later.
Bye.